Okay, I think it's going. I'm gonna clap and then.
We'll go.
Yeah, I gotta keep this up a little bit just in case it stops.
What do you mean? Oh,
In case it stops and we don't know.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna clap and then we can just.
Go off, King.
All right. So now the audio and video are synced up.
Okay.
And this is it.
What is this, Gobi?
This is the first episode, Sage, of a podcast that, we've kind of come up with together. I think.
Yeah.
It's really been a collaborative experience. I feel like I've learned a lot. It's called Punopticon.
Punopticon.
Yeah, like Panopticon.
But Punopticon.
Because we've just been making puns. How about you list off some of these puns that we have for Panopticon?
Oh, okay. We got Panoptiflan.
Okay.
You know, like the dessert.
One morning.
Panoctopus, which is a good one.
My favorite James Bond movie.
Yep. Panopticorn might be a favorite for me. What's your favorite?
Pansexual.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's when you can only have sex if you think you're being watched. It's like reverse voyeurism.
Oh god.
Yeah. Cool. So in this podcast stage, I understand that you and I are striving for enlightenment.
Yeah, I think that's the end goal here.
Yeah. But I think along the way, it's important that we have a couple of laughs.
I would hope.
Get a couple of riffs out.
Yep.
And
can you say out again for me?
Oh.
One more time.
Oh.
Ah.
Now I'm sure you're wondering, why do I sound like this?
I am wondering.
Sage, it's because I'm an immigrant. From Canada.
Got it.
I have a green card. I'm not allowed to vote. And really, I was expecting somebody like you to be a little more empathetic to that. But you're just going to sit here and make fun of...
Surprise!
You're going to sit here and make fun of the first gen.
The first gen Canadian.
The first gen Canadian.
Alright. What would Justin Bieber say?
About what? About Panopticon?
No.
He'd say this is a good-ass podcast.
Alright.
Sage, what's your first topic of conversation going to be?
Okay. So I think a really good place to anchor our first discussion will be, as you recall, we viewed a video in class the other day.
Remind me?
I believe the song is called "I Am Sexy and I Know It" by LMFAO.
Laughing my fucking ass off for the laymen.
The layman.
For all the laymen out there.
Okay. So yeah, just general impressions. And for the audience, if you haven't viewed the video, feel free to do so. But be warned, phallocentric. Phallocentrism. And you can elaborate on that.
Yeah, Sage, we were having this conversation in class the other day. Not you and I specifically, because that would be rude to have a conversation in the middle.
In private, yeah.
That's a little bit rude. It's a little bit gauche, I think.
Yeah.
But, many people in the class were talking about, the idea that the video is body positive, or maybe even, in some sense, queer positive. And I don't know if I really took it like that, Sage.
Okay.
I wish I raised my hand to say something, but talking in front of more than 3 people makes me sweat. So I did not raise my hand to say anything. But
thank you.
Sage.
Thank you.
Why?
You just shared like a really important part of yourself with us.
Oh. Well,
we're breaking that down here.
We're
striving for enlightenment,
So I think part of Panopticon is, I think in a way, I think of it as also Panopticobi. Where the audience listens to us and really learns something about me in the process.
Good. And this doesn't make you sweat.
No, it doesn't.
Wow.
Because it's all kind of centered on me.
Yeah.
I'm both.
And you're aware of that.
Yeah, in the Punopticon, I'm both the prisoner and the guard. In the Punopticobi, I'm both prisoner and the man in the center of the tower.
So can you just clarify really quick? Punopticobi or
Panopticobi?
Panopticobi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or we can do Punopticobi and I can be Kobe Bryant. Because that's 2 puns in one.
Okay.
Whatever floats your boat.
Yeah. Say boat one more time.
That's boat, Sage?
Okay.
That'd be boat. Where was I, Sage? Oh, yeah.
I want to laugh my fucking ass off.
Laughing my fucking ass off.
Yeah. The video.
Yeah.
Queer representation, body positive representation.
The film.
Yes.
The short film. So, I kind of take it as a little bit queerphobic, I think. More than anything, because...
Give us, yeah. I would like
Absolutely.
the visual explanation, too, for those of us in the audience that are unfamiliar.
Yeah, and I'd love to hear your take after this as well.
Sure.
But, to me, there's a way in which, the cock and ball is being flaunted in our faces.
Yeah.
Which could be read as queer positive in a way, or inclusive, but it all feels very ironic. And I think part of it as well is it's hard to decontextualize LMFAO, laughing my fucking ass off, from the other music that they make. Do you know what I mean? Which is typical, which is standard party music.
Yeah.
And it's not, which isn't something I have a problem with. I'm not going to be. I think it's almost.
You're not anti-party.
I think it's easy to be that kind of person. But I mean, like the rest of the their discography pretty clearly establishes them as heterosexual.
Yeah.
And I think seeing seeing this video where they do flaunt the phallus in the male body, even like the non toned, the non-ripped male body.
Ah, yes, the skinny white guy.
It's not something I can identify with.
Absolutely.
I don't know. It just feels very ironic to me. I think that irony sort of undermines any sort of body positivity or queer inclusiveness of the video. And
I think my response to it at first, I shared with the class during this viewing session that I was like, at first, I got a laugh, which was nice, but at first I was just like pissed that I was watching this and like.
Pissed how so? Like uncomfortable? Or
yeah, and just like kind of caught off guard, but we'll get to that later.
Mm-hmm.
And more frustrated with like understanding why it was relevant to the conversation, because when I think like swinging dicks around that I didn't ask for, like in my face, I'm like, oh, I kind of associate that with like harassment or assault, and that's like me as like a femme person and a survivor and like just generally skeptical. And and then I was like, well, maybe that's not cool of me. Maybe I need to be a little more open to different takes on that, because as you said, some of our classmates were like, yeah, it's flaunting my stuff, it's like body positive in a way, but a part of me is like, well, body positivity, and this is like a skinny white dude, and he has a penis, and that's why he can be body positive. I think, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's like the progressive politics can only be mediated through like the currently hegemonic ideology type thing.
Yeah. And so it takes like a male body.
I hadn't even thought about that.
Yeah. Takes the male body for that to happen. But then I went from like, okay, assault to like, okay, this is kind of gay. This could be really cool. Because there's like an image where like some guy pulls a baseball bat between his legs, and like there is like this like important flamboyance that I would associate, not necessarily with drag, because that's like a whole different beast, but just like showmanship in a way that could be queer and could not be queer. But then I'm thinking, why did I go from, okay, this is assault, to, okay, this could be gay? I feel like maybe my thought process is in that way, are, like, conditioned and trained in a way that is, like, frustrating and that I can't, like, trace entirely.
Yeah.
But then when you mentioned that the fact that the historicity of LMFAO's other music, laugh my fucking ass off.
Of course.
Yeah. Is just, like, all about partying and suds in the hot tub and boobs. You know? I think I saw a video of that at some point.
That's cool.
Yeah. So then it's like, okay, that does kind of provide evidence for the fact that it could be totally homophobic in a way that is detracting from positive representation of flamboyant gayness and more making fun of it.
Yeah, it sort of vaguely reminded me of when we were first watching it was how, like, for years and years and years and years, and even to an extent still sort of today, like, you know, comedy was just taking, like, a trope of comedy was just taking the tough masculine guy and dressing him up as a woman.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is really what that video sort of I hate to, not necessarily appropriation, but almost like sort of a co-opting, I think, of body positivity in queer politics and sort of...
okay, can you explain that more really quick? What's the co-optation? Who's co-opting?
Yeah, so just like, you know, the straight male.
Yeah.
Co-opting something that is, like, ostensibly, like not even ostensively, like, a marginalized community and using it as a form. Because it is... and, like, this might just be me being, like, overly cynical, but
there's no such thing here.
Not
on Punopticon.
Not on Punopticon. The podcast for the this is the thinking person's podcast.
Striving for enlightenment, people.
No, where was I going with this? Oh, because I don't think there's any way you can read that as something that's not irony and not comedic. Yeah. And I think especially, like,
I understand.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Even the shot that you talk about as pulling the bat between the legs. I think that works maybe if it's like if there's like a Sufjan video,
right?
Where he pulled like an established queer artist pulling a bat between their legs.
Sufjan Stevens for the
layperson.
Yeah.
Sorry, I keep looking. Sufjan Stevens for the layperson. Like, if an established queer artist does that, then I don't think there's really... Then we know. Yeah, it's irony in a way that's not dissonant. It's irony in a way that's not undermining any sort of platform.
Yeah.
But when it's somebody that is cis and heterosexual...
and already has that privilege.
It's like the stain that almost reminds us of the framework.
Got
you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's like, oh, this is just comedy. They're straight guys and they're still like...
making fun of
check out my
people.
cock. Yeah. Pulling the baseball bat.
Check out my cock.
Check out my cock.
Yeah. LMF, laugh my fucking ass off, man.
That's the alternative title for this podcast. Laughing my fucking ass off, dude.
Then the third alternative title of this podcast.
Do you want to say it or do you want me to say the third one?
I introduced it. You say the third. No, I'll say it.
Okay.
No, you say it.
So the other day, should I contextualize it?
Yeah.
The other day, Sage and I were at Court Street Coffee, talking about, like, being, and I guess, and, like, you know, ontology.
Ontology,
and
ideology.
like metaphysics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was, like, doing math problems. I was, like, doing a really big math problem. It was, like, 432 times, like, 612. Dude, fuck yes.
Yeah, dude.
And some people walk in front of us, and Sage goes...
Wait, what were they saying?
Oh, yeah. Some people walk in front of us, and they're saying something like... It's like frat dudes. And they're like, what do they say? There's something like, bro, I studied for that test and I got like an 80. It was what the fuck was it? Do you remember?
All I heard was and then I just I didn't understand what they were saying.
I actually I don't know. I saw their faces and I eyeballed what they probably deadlifted.
So we were reading.
So I sort of had a bit of respect.
For the workout. Okay.
Yeah, of course.
But you definitely read them.
The body.
As a text?
It's almost like...
Oh my god.
It's almost like you can do that. No, so we read them. Sage is like RoboCop over here.
Reading these people.
And the things pop up. It's like my favorite thing in sci-fi movies is when the letters pop up on the screen. It's like...
Just like that.
I'm like, now I know we're in the future.
Yeah.
And that pops up, and Sage goes, "Oh my god, Kobe, we're so much smarter than those people." I think that's an alternative title for the podcast right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, cool. Do you want to move into a second topic of discussion?
Yeah, let's hit it. Let's hit it. Go off, King.
Thanks, Queen. Do you want to do the Seth Meyers video, or do you want to hop into Parkland and from there move to Seth Meyers?
Let's do Seth Meyers and then Parkland.
Okay. What were your thoughts on Seth Meyers?
So, we also viewed, prior to Sexy and I Know It, a video with Seth Meyers, who, you know, well-known dude. I guess, I don't know, it was like an attempt to be self-aware for, like, the generation that precedes our generation, I suppose.
Yeah. My fucking dad.
God damn it. I don't know, all I really remember was just, like, them making fun of, like, a middle-aged woman scrolling through Instagram and drinking wine for not being, like, politically active.
Yeah.
Because they're, like, the assumption when it comes to age and generational disparity is that, you know, our parents can't be woke.
Yeah.
LOL.
Yeah.
Woke. WOKE.
LMF.
AO.
AO. No, I feel that. Where was I going with this? So I think part of my problem with it was the fact that it sort of taints teens as being like on the fucking vanguard of progressive politics, which is fine. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, what the fuck?
Why are these kids demonstrating?
What the fuck is this? Like, I'm not gonna be doing that. But I think where it gets fucking annoying is having, because at the end of the day, it's still liberals patting themselves on the back. It's so like Seth Meyers, like Seth Meyers is. It's weird. It's ambivalence. He's like shit talking his own generation, but at the same time, like
valorizing
through political comedy or whatever. Fucking like exactly valorizing himself. That's stolen valor.
Yeah.
In my book.
But still, in a way,
I
like
hate political comedy too. I'm so fucking tired of it. I blame Jon Stewart.
Oh yeah.
Good guy, funny, but he ruined comedy forever.
You think?
I think so.
Okay.
Because I feel like everybody just has to get on their political take. You know what I mean?
With the joke.
Yeah, and it's fine. Like, I don't care if you're good at it. But I think where it gets really obnoxious is where it is, like... Especially because, like the joke in that video is that, oh, we're old people, we're not
so we don't have to do anything.
We don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
And I think that's especially dangerous because that has literally always been, like, the archetype. That's always been the idea that, oh, you know... You're a kid, so now you pay lip service to leftist politics, but once you start making your own money, you move to the suburbs and become, you know,
the housewife drinking wine and scrolling through Instagram.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So, like, I mean, when it comes to that video, like, what's the fucking point of that? Like, why? I think I'm confused as to why it was shown to us, to be honest.
Yeah. Because it just feels like... What it feels more like is it doesn't feel...
That was the cat.
It doesn't feel like they're like clapping teenagers. It doesn't feel like they're you're like paying any due.
Oh, right, it's vain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It still feels like, look at us, we can recognize what real progressiveness is. Do you know what I mean?
But that just like gives progressive like a more bad, horrible name than radicalism.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought it was whack. Not like horrible, and it's hard because it's really hard for me to get like really angry at something like that.
Yeah.
And it's probably just a waste of time too.
Yeah.
Because it is just comedy.
You know what? As we're seeking enlightenment on this journey through Punopticon, I just want to remind you that anger, you know, emotionally, as an emotion, it really is heavy, and it holds us down. So, as we continue, I encourage you to let those thoughts of anger cross your mind's eye and dissipate.
What the fuck is this?
Decalcify your pineal gland.
Pineal.
Your pineal gland.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude.
No, I mean, like, that's the thing. Like, that's the thing about the word enlightenment. You gotta enlighten. Lighten the load.
Yeah. Oh, lighten the load. I like that.
Thank you.
Lit.
Or a theory.
Okay.
Okay, so I think now we can probably... Where are we moving the stage?
So we've gone from the vain... the vain redirection of student activism back to the generation that's not really done anything.
Yeah.
So let's focus on the students.
They protested against Vietnam, thank you very much.
We'll get there. We'll get there. So I think we should talk about the survivors of the Parkland shooting that are kicking ass, kinda.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Okay. So I think we should probably preface this by saying, like, obviously what they're doing, like, isn't bad.
No, we like it. We like it a lot.
I think we just like to complain about things more than we like anything else.
This is why we are English majors, really.
Although I will say one thing that I don't like. Guns are cool.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What's your favorite gun, Sage?
You know, that trusty old AK.
Yeah.
Really gets me going.
Yeah. I like the gun that the Joker has in the Batman, like the Batman cartoon, where he pulls it and the flag pops out and it says bang.
The cartoon, though.
Yeah, yeah. I think I would like a gun that, like that, except when you pull the trigger, it pops out and it says woke.
Woke!
Oh, yeah.
I take that back. You know what?
What?
If I could really name a preference for a gun that I like, I would just revert back to my 9-year-old self.
Mm-hmm.
And just end up in my backyard shooting my BB gun at a pizza box
Oh,
target.
fuck yeah, that's rocks. Dude.
That's where I would go.
That rocks.
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to have BB guns when I was a kid.
My stepdad...
I really wish I did.
Yeah, it was kind of fun. My
I would just take lightsabers and break them.
Oh, that says a lot.
I mean, I'm still breaking things.
Get angry. And then let it pass.
It's funny. I would have been a Sith Lord, too, because Jedis are always like, don't harness you. This fucking sucks, dude. I'm sorry.
It's terrible.
I never wanted to do a podcast where I talk about Star Wars.
Okay, let's stop here. Okay.
So your stepdad bought you a BB gun?
No.
Is that what the story you're going to
No.
tell?
It was his old BB gun, and then he let me, like, shoot his arm.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, but his arms weren't that big. Body has a text.
What does that mean? Like,
I mean, he just like flexed his arm, as I'm doing now.
Yeah.
And like I shot it like right here.
Point blank?
I mean, I was far away, and I like pumped it, and then like, but it's just like, it doesn't go into your skin, it just leaves a weld. That's what he said he did with his friends when he was a kid, so he let me do it.
Damn.
Parkland. Parkland, Kobe.
Just imagining No, never mind.
Oh yeah, but we did. Save it for the one-page summary.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So let's talk about what these kids are doing that are whack.
Okay.
So I think the first thing we should bring up. Some water.
Yeah.
Okay. I can go refill it if you need me to. Is this manifesto that they released?
Yeah. Can you give us a couple of the statements, not just the one that we really want to talk about?
Yeah, I mean, it was like all. I mean, it was
fair.
standard boilerplate stuff. It was,
What's boilerplate?
you shouldn't be able to sell assault rifles. You shouldn't be able to sell things like because the Las Vegas shooter had the thing that turned a semi-automatic into an assault rifle, or into an automatic, I guess.
Assault rifle into an automatic.
No, so it was like a handgun, I think. And
that turned it into an automatic.
Thing, yeah.
Got it.
Turns it into an automatic. So they're like, you shouldn't be able to sell those. And you're like, yeah, cool. All right. Where you're really gonna pull these punches out? Because you're almost expecting it to, in a way, because like so many of these protests are focused on
pull what punches?
Like the fucking where you're really gonna juke on me. You know what I mean?
Juke?
Where am I really going to get mad?
Oh, got it.
As someone who likes to get mad.
Ah, yes.
I love being mad online.
Yeah.
So, you're kind of expecting that because so many of these protests are sort of like, the only people who should have guns? Cops in the military. Do you know what I mean? Love being radical. That's a good laugh, dude.
Thanks.
I was thinking on Punopticon we should have, roast battles?
Yeah.
We should have compliment battles.
I love that! Oh my god! Kobe.
Yeah.
Your hair has a really nice curl to it today.
Thank you.
What are you gonna do?
Here's my microphone.
Okay. Use your pen.
My man. Sage got the coolest glasses that I've ever seen.
Dropped! Alright.
Thank you. My hair's looking like my mom today. I got Louise Powell hair.
Ah, Louise.
Mm-hmm.
God
First
bless.
name Alana.
Oh.
But her mother's name was Alana.
So...
No junior.
No
junior.
Yeah.
And you call her that, she gets mad.
Don't do it.
I won't. I'm never going to make my mom angry. Ever again.
Manifesto.
Yeah. So there's
Police should be the only ones armed.
Right, exactly. But the really whack part in the manifesto is this part where they say that mental health providers should be in direct correspondence with law enforcement. Which is pretty fucking whack.
Yeah. Can you describe to the audience why that is fucking whack?
Yeah, okay, so, I'm worried I've been talking really quiet, and that...
No.
Like that, but I think we should be fine.
We did a couple tests, it's okay.
So what that does is... I'm going to try and delineate this as best as I can.
What do you mean delineate?
Well, Sage, I've had a couple of rosés.
It's not actually rosé.
I've had a couple of bubbles. Rosé ale.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to delineate the chaos right now.
Like here. Like here. Okay.
Get some of that tunnel vision.
Here.
Opening up my third eye, so to speak.
Yeah, what's it called? Shooting rope.
Shooting rope.
Yeah, just straight across.
Shooting rope straight the fuck across. Hell yes, dude. Hell fucking yeah.
Yeah. To the point.
Yeah, okay. So let's work our way through this in the way best I can. Okay. One, people who already go to see counselors are usually sort of on the fence about being completely honest with their counselor because you can be hospitalized or arrested for being like a little too honest about like wanting to hurt yourself or maybe about wanting to hurt another person.
Yeah.
So that already sort of like tempers a lot of stuff that should be like open. Do you know what I mean? moving from on here, people from marginalized communities already disproportionately face mental illness at a greater rate. Moving on from here, people from marginalized communities also disproportionately face police violence at a much larger rate. Moving on from here, what this does is it, at least what I think the woke take to have is that what this does is it actively discourages, people of color or poor people or any other marginalized community from going in and actively seeking any sort of mental health for fear that, oh shit, not only could the cops come and fucking arrest me, but because I'm from this community, it's likely that I will, face either violence in the moment or, a fucking way longer in prison than I should be.
Right.
Right. And I mean, like, that sort of stuff is already,
so
you can see that everywhere.
So do we know the thinking behind including that in the manifesto? Like, that's supposed to solve something when it comes... Oh, this is an important facet of the situation. So I think, in my understanding of why that was included in the student manifesto, is just because, like, yes, mental illness is a factor when it comes to violent behavior. Mm-hmm. And that's not to, like, blame or vilify or to condemn people living with mental illness, because you and I both do. Mm-hmm. Sorry.
You can't tell anybody. This is the Punopticon.
Punopticon
knows!
Doesn't
know anything.
Yeah. So, the fact that it's already, like, mental illness acts as a scapegoat for the white man to continue to enact.
Don't last strawberry.
Yeah. So, white men are just categorized as insane or unstable or lone wolves. Mm-hmm. And I think that's why communicating to the police about the status of someone's mental health is problematic because, yes, you said it disproportionately affects people in marginalized communities, and particularly people of color, because it's not like they're going to be demonized and vilified as violent first, not mentally ill first. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, since the white man isn't like, oh, he's a terrorist, no, he's mentally ill.
Yeah. No, I think...
Why should mental illness be used as an apologetic excuse for violence for white people? That sucks.
No, I agree. I think it's something that... man, I almost wonder if this is even a hot take, but, like, I'm really frustrated that what's come up in the issue of gun control again and again from, Democrat liberals is mental illness.
Yeah.
And not just, like, availability. Does that make sense?
Availability of arms?
Of guns. Because if you just introduce... and even then, like it's still such, like a difficult topic to broach, because fact of the matter is, like, I think guns are cool. I'd like to shoot one.
Mm-hmm.
But,
I've done it.
Fuck yeah, dude, that rocks. My mom was in the military. Both my parents were in the military. I don't think my mom would ever let me shoot a gun in front of her. Or at least to her knowledge. No, but, like, as a white male, there's no reason for me to ever have a gun, because I know I'm never going to have to fear for my safety on, like, a larger level. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is something I just can't say for, like, I'm not from a marginalized community.
Yeah. And there's evidence, like, we see. Yeah. We see the consequences in other ways.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I mean, like, even then, like, you can see it, like, when Tupac went to jail in, like, 1991 or 1992 because he shot some cops who were, like, beating up some other black guy.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And, like, he went to jail for that and was in jail for, like, a couple of years, like, because of that. And, like, he probably saved that person's life.
Amen.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So even then, it's hard to say, like, oh, it's availability,
mm-hmm.
and that's the problem, because there's always going to be, like, some sort of community that requires some sort of protection.
Right.
And
is totally disenfranchised to the point where
I don't know where I was going with
I
this.
don't either. It's whack. People of color would be affected. Any person in a marginalized community would be affected poorly by this suggestion in the manifesto of the Parkland students.
Yeah.
We like what they're doing, but police do not need to know about my chronic depression, anxiety, and PTSD.
Go off, Queen.
They just don't need to know that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're a couple of white people.
Right. Yeah.
I think anybody with a show called Punopticon
Is white?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we release this on the SoundCloud, the iTunes podcast app, and Patreon.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping we reach those marginalized Bedford, Stuy, Brooklyn white people.
Yes, because they need our help.
I scroll through my podcast app every day, and I'm like, I really need a white person to tell me how it is.
Right now.
Right the fuck now.
Alright. So I'm gonna be honest here.
Yeah.
I've really gotta take a piss.
Okay, do you want to take a break, or do you want to just stop?
I don't want to just stop.
Okay.
I want to continue this.
Okay, wait, I can just stop recording and then stop the...
Let's do a pause.
Okay, and you know what we can do?
What?
In the break, we can play like a fun little song.
Perfect!
Awesome.
What song? Okay, we'll talk about it.
Suicide Police.
Let's do it.
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
Alright, word. So the audio and visual cannot be synced up accurately. I am Kobe Powell, middle name Wilfred Simpson.
I am Sagefoot, middle name Olivia.
We're back from breaks.
Mm-hmm.
We had, we both peed.
Yep.
We both had a smoke.
Yep.
We both rewatched some footage.
Yep.
One thing we didn't realize was that we had already gone for 40 minutes.
Shit.
So, we're just gonna be done now.
It's done.
I don't think we want to keep talking. Do you have anything you want to say? Anything to plug?
No.
No?
No plugging.
No plugging?
I think I'm just drained, you know?
Yeah, that's the thing about Punopticon. It's like pulling like the your insides out and throwing them at a wall.
Yeah.
And you really find out who you are in the process.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
It's like the literary theory course.
Yeah?
Finding out just who you are.
I don't know. I don't know if it's just about... I don't think literary theory is just about identity politics, Kobe.
Are you fucking hitting me? Of all people?
Alright. We're not doing that. We're done.
We're done.
Okay.
With the podcast?
Yeah.
We're making fun of each other.
I'm never gonna be done making fun of you. Ever.
Ditto, dude.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, I think...
How about we end on a laugh? What's something I did today that you want to make fun of?
You called my cat Pumpkin Pigeon. Pigeon Pumpkin!
I called your cat Pigeon Pumpkin because Percy, when she purrs, sounds like a pigeon.
How does she go?
She goes, I don't know. You do it. Do the sound. Yeah, that's what Percy sounds like. Persimmon. And I called her Pumpkin because she's cute, and I call all cute things Pumpkin. I call my dog Pumpkin. My brother Pumpkin.
Sorry.
Disgusting. That's a fun little laugh. Fun little anecdote.
Okie dokie.
Do you want to call the show?
Alright, people. This has been Punopticon with Sage and Kobe. Thank you for joining us on this path to enlightenment.
Mm-hmm. Make sure to follow us on social media. You can follow me at lemonlimeslut at twitter.com. Sage, what's your handle?
I only use one form of social media. It's Instagram. You can follow me at April Toothpaste.
You can follow me at Kobe WS Powell
If we're being serious.
on Instagram. If we're
No,
being
April
serious.
Toothpaste could have been a joke.
Shit.
It's okay. Don't follow us on anything!
I'm gonna delete all of my social media to get off the grid. I'm not funny anymore.
Yeah, we're drained.
I think we've drained ourselves.
Yeah, it's over.
All right.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.